Okay, so there you go. That's Irv Gotti on the Wendy Williams show. I think I've seen photos of you at Irv's trial. Is that accurate?
100%.
Yeah, so I don't get that statement.
You know what? It's kind of funny. When I heard it, I said the same thing. I was a little bit confused. I'm like, was there another one?
I could tell you, yeah. Was there another? Did you get in more trouble while I was going?
I'm like,
I could probably tell you what you were wearing, too. I remember seeing you walk in.
That's shocking. Are you surprised with that by any means?
No, but I remember saying, boy, Ashanti dressed up for court today. And so you have been there.
Yeah, it's a little bit confusing. And what I will say is that, being federally indicted has got to play on your conscience.
Of course.
And, it may make you a little confused.
Of course.
I'll just say that. Irv is a overly passionate, overly emotional person.
Yep.
So sometimes you don't really think about the things that you say.
Right.
So because everyone saw me, it was kind of funny. I wasn't indicted, but it was my picture on every newspaper in New York.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I don't know what to say. I mean, it was a little confusing.
Does it hurt your feelings to hear Irv say something like that? Like, she doesn't support me when I needed her, things like that? I mean, does that feel kind of like, wow?
Yeah, it feels, again, it's more of a confusing thing. Like,
Yeah.
Is there a trial that I missed? Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't understand where it's coming from.
So now you're on this label, Murder Inc., which, is doing, successfully once again, and you're going to be a big success with the new album, but is there a part of you that feels like, after this album, I wouldn't mind, I know we just mentioned this too, wouldn't mind going my own way? This is a great relationship, but some relationships end.
Yeah, and sometimes you grow out of certain relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like with the ink, I just feel like we all kind of, right now, we're all just focusing on our own projects.
Yeah.
Like Jai's doing his thing,
Yep.
Boyd's doing his thing,
Yep.
I'm doing my thing. And we all know that it's all about business when
Yep.
it comes down to
Absolutely.
it. You know what I mean? So I think we're just focused on the win and making sure we get those hits back out there.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I
Definitely.
mean? And it's like, it's no beef, but of course we're all growing up and we're all focusing. And like I said, obviously, that indictment, it played a role in everyone's life,
Of course
in
it did,
everyone's
yeah.
career.
We
You know what I
had
mean?
Lloyd in the studio a while ago. We talked about it. He was very proud to say that soon I'll be on a different label. And,
Right.
when you're on a ship and you see the rats running in one direction, that means there's a hole somewhere in the ship. And it's time to get off the ship. So,
Exactly.
And that's okay. But I totally agree with you. And I don't think anybody can blame you. Like I said, some relationships, it's time for to outgrow it. And some relationships, your boyfriend gets raided by the feds, and then it's time to go. And I don't mean boyfriend, I mean metaphorically boyfriend in this situation. So, okay, that's hard part number one. Now let's get to this guy. Rumor has it you've been dating a nice young gentleman named Cornell. We're big fans of his. Are you guys still together? Is everything good? Is that good? Is that a good situation right now? Should I be hitting on you? Let me ask you that. Should I be making a play for you? Would that be a waste of my time?
I mean, we're cool. We're good friends. I have a lot of fun with his birthday's tomorrow.
It is.
Yeah.
You just had one.
I just had one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So his birthday's tomorrow. Got any special ideas? What do you want to get him for his birthday? This will say a lot about your relationship. What are you going to get him? Are you going to get?
I'm telling you, hang in there. He's almost done. Hang in there.
Are you going to get him?
But I'm telling you, you got to give him something where he's going to keep on just stabbing at you.
So, do you have plans? Let me ask you this: do you have a specific present in mind? That you're like, this is what I'm going to get him for his birthday.
Yes.
Okay. Is it shiny? Is it?
Nick wants to know, is it see-through? That's what he wants to know.
No, we'll get to that in a second. Is it shiny? Does it come from a guy named Jacob? Is that a possibility?
Oh my God!
It's
a great birthday gift. I know he's gonna love it.
We don't want to spoil it because Nelly might be listening.
Yeah, see, we can't spoil it.
He's not listening.
Do
He's not listening. It's okay. You can tell him.
Let me ask you this on a more serious note. Do you ever get the feeling that people want you to fail as a couple? Do you ever get that feeling where it's like, I think they'd be more entertained if this relationship crashed and burned?
I think a lot of people think a lot of things. That's what I think.
Wow.
Best answer I've ever heard.
That's the quote of the year.
I think people.
Let me write this down. Hold on. I think a lot of people think a lot of things.
I think. Yes.
I'm going to use that. You know, if I'm ever on trial somewhere, I'm going to say this.
I don't need to plead the fifth.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think a lot of things.
Is this your gun? You know what? I think a lot of people
think that's my gun.
think a lot of things about a lot of stuff.
She's doing good. She's doing good.
All right, we'll move on. Do you have a pet name for Nelly? Do you call him? I mean, do you call him Cornell? If you're around that, do you say Cornell? Pick up your socks. Does that ever happen? Or do you say Cornell? You were 10 minutes late, Mr. Haynes. Or do you call him Nelly like we do? Do you call him Nell? Do you call him Bugaboo? I mean, what do you?
I call him other things than Nelly. Yeah.
Okay.
Have I called him Cornell before? Yeah.
Really? When
You
were
called him Buttercup before?
No. You call him? Do you call him Cornell when you're mad? Because my mom used to always call him Nicodemus, which is my full name. And you know, if you heard Nicodemus, you were in trouble. If it's Nick, it's like Nick, dinner's ready. Nicodemus, get in this house. That's when you were in trouble. So was it Cornell and an angry?
I don't recall.
You don't recall. I think a lot of people think a lot of things.
She never has to call him that because they're so in love. She never has to use his mean name.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
What is? Do you have a pet name though? I mean, do you call him anything like Snooky Lumps or anything like that?
Not Snooky Lumps.
I realize also that some private things have to stay private.
Right.
And
No,
then
they
otherwise,
don't.
But I
No,
just
they
thought,
don't.
I thought this. We're not going to ask you about your sex life. We're not going to ask you about
she's wearing.
features. But I just wondered if you had a pet name for him. You know, do you call him
Shaggy, save her.
anything at all, or you want to
No.
keep that?
He's digging in on Nelly and Ashanti's relationship.
All right. Let's move on to the next question.
She's doing really good.
We're almost done. We have 2 more questions on this, and then we'll go on to something really easy.
Then the Band-Aid's done.
When the Band-Aid's off.
Okay.
Is
For
there one thing you can tell us about him that we as the public don't know that someone in a relationship would know? Is he a romantic softie? Is he allergic to peanut butter? Does he snore? You know, this isn't really an interview about Nelly. I'm just saying you know him better than most of us do. Something about him that most people go, oh, really?
He makes great pancakes.
Okay, see? There you go. So you've had breakfast with him.
Nick.
We can eat pancakes any time of the day.
No.
Exactly. Hey, I'll admit
That's
it.
why they have IHOP.
Breakfast for dinner.
I know you've said in the past that you do plan on getting married to someone someday. Is there a specific age when you see that happening, and or is it a matter of being at just the right time in this relationship? Do you have a target?
Not really a target. I think it's more important to, feel that comfort level with someone. And, because to me, marriage is sacred. I know the Hollywood thing is like, the averages get married 4 times, but not for me.
That's great to hear. That's great to hear. I think we all kind of feel the same way. I always said, because my parents have been married, I think they're going on close to 50 years.
Wow.
And I always said, there's more pressure on you when you come from a family where everybody that gets married stays married.
Stays married,
because
exactly.
you don't want to drop the ball.
Yeah, my parents, how long y'all been married? Yeah, my parents
30
been married
years.
like 30 years.
Wow.
That's
Amen to
fantastic.
that.
That's great. Shanny, what do we have for her?
The rest of my wine punch can.
Hey.
Fantastic. So, all
Hostile too on TV.
right, last question for the hard part, and then we're done. Do you want kids?
Absolutely.
You want a lot? You grew up in a pretty big family. No, I knew you had a sister.
Yeah, me
you
and my
your sister.
18-year-old sister.
The
My
lawyer,
dad-
right? The future lawyer.
Yes.
Good for her.
Yes. Yeah, my
Yeah.
dad had a lot on his side, like a lot of brothers and sisters. I have a lot of uncles and aunts. But I want like an army. I need
Yeah.
a team.
They have brood of children.
Well, if Cornell doesn't get his stuff together, this guy's ready. That's all I'm saying. All right?
Oh,
All
my
right.
God.
Oh,
Kids are gonna be
boy.
gorgeous. All right, we got to hit a break. Obviously, everybody wants to talk to you. We got through the hard part.
Congratulations.
You survived.